So our next unit is going to be about Middle America, or we like to call it Central America. We're going to talk about two major civilizations, the Aztecs and the Mayans. They're both located in Middle America. Between North America and South America is Middle America, which includes Mexico, Panama, Yucatan, Ecuador, all different types of small countries. So first and foremost, we're going to go over the geography of this countries, or of this Middle America. But I'm going to let the lady do most of the talking, but as usual, I'll probably interrupt her. Go ahead, lady.
Mexico is defined by dramatic geographic features that have shaped the country's politics. Forming the southern portion of North America, Mexico borders the tropical Central American Isthmus. A broad band of desert defines Mexico's northern border with the United States. To the east and west...
Okay, so she didn't mention that, just so you guys get a bigger picture of this. This would be Texas, this would be California, like basically San Diego-ish, and then this would be New Mexico and Arizona. This is what it borders, okay? These mountains are going to be really important. The Sierra Madre or Oriental and the other Sierra Madre, and the desert in between, and Baja.
Sierra Madre Occidental and Sierra Madre Oriental dominate the Pacific.
Now, Mexico also, she fails to mention this, 3 different temperatures. They have, it's like porridge, like, you know, the Goldilocks and the hot, medium, and cold porridge. Well, it's the same thing in Mexico. They have very hot, caliente, they call it, tempere caliente, which is very hot climate, which is more towards the southern part near the equator. Due to the mountains, they'll have Frio, which is a little bit colder, excuse my Spanish, and then they'll have temperada, which means just right, which is basically in the valley of Mexico. Mexico also has a rainforest, which we're going to talk about, in that area by the Yucatan Peninsula.
And Caribbean coasts, forming highlands that cradle the heart of modern Mexico.
Which this could be the hot area. Caliente.
The desolate Baja California Peninsula shields approaches from the Western Sea. To the east,
don't forget the Pacific Ocean's on this side, which we call the west side.
The tropical limestone outcropping.
On the east side, you have the Gulf of Mexico, which she doesn't barely mention. And as you can see, you still have fertile land in between. The mountain range is here, which is going to cause some natural disasters like earthquakes and mudslides. Don't get me wrong. But you'll have nice, lush rainforest in between.
The Yucatan Peninsula.
The Yucatan Peninsula is a major geographical feature because that's where we find the Mayans. And really nobody knows what happened to the Mayans. Like this history mystery. Because they just disappeared. Their culture artifacts are still there. However, no one can really realize, no one has factual evidence about what actually happened, whether they died in a natural disaster like a hurricane or a mudslide, or if they moved inland, or they were killed by other invasions. She don't mention that either, by the way.
The Caribbean into the Gulf of Mexico. Mexico's Central Valley, which includes Mexico City and the adjacent Veracruz region, form Mexico's core. To control Mexico City is to control Mexico, and the greatest conventional threats to Mexico City have historically come from the deep-water port city of Veracruz. Since the 16th century, Spain, France, and the United States, not to mention mutinous factions of the Mexican military, have used Veracruz to threaten and conquer what is now Mexico City. Mexico's mountains and frontier territories are traditional hotbeds of unrest. From the rebels of Chihuahua and Chiapas to the drug kingpins of Nuevo Laredo and Sinaloa, the historical and ongoing challenge for Mexico is to subdue and incorporate.
Okay, so geographically speaking, know that you're going to label a map and you're going to include the Sierra Madre on both sides. You're going to include the desert. You're going to include the Baja Peninsula. It's a peninsula because it's surrounded 3 sides of water. Same with the Yucatan Peninsula. That's a peninsula because it's surrounded by 3 sides of water. This is the Gulf of Mexico, the Pacific Ocean. This is the lush rainforest, which we're going to talk about. Okay? I will give you a map and provide you with that map in your Google Classroom. And I think I'm done. Adios.